Okay, so we've got our border made. Now what we want to do is we want to identify which territory this is. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a label for each territory. Now of course we want to go over here and make sure which layer we're on. We're still on blue, and we want to make a blue circle right about in here with our number on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the circle tool. Now, of course, to make a perfect circle is a little difficult sometimes, so what we're going to do is we're going to hold down Shift and Control at the same time. You're going to click and you're going to drag, and you get a nice sized circle. And then you can take your pointer and you can move it where you want to so that it's not over anything that's going to be important, and it's not too close to the border. You want it to be away from the border. Let's see, maybe we can put our number right here since there's nothing really in that area. And you can just, really you don't want to unselect it because we've got this little hot pink center. We don't, we don't want that. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to come up here to the stroke and the paint, and the stroke is already blue, so we want to do the fill. So we go back over to the fill and we see how it's purple. So we want to move the green up, actually the red back, and we get our nice blue, and see our circles filled in with blue. We can just click in that to deselect it. Now we want to put in our text. So we go down here to the text button, or you can hit T and click in the center to, well, it should go into the center. We'll change the size to number 6. That's better. Actually, we want probably about a 20. That's a little better. And then the type of font, we're going to go with an Arial because it has no, it's sans serif, it's nice and clean. Alright, and so this is going to be territory number 14. And that's still a little small, so maybe we can increase the size and use our selector tool, move it to the center. Alright, so now we've got our territory identified by the number. And so what we want to do is we want to, once we finish one territory, then we want to go into the next territory right beside it, but we don't want it to be the same color. Because when you print, you're only going to print the one that you want, and you want to hide the rest of them. So what we're going to do is right next to it, we're going to go ahead and unlock purple, and then what we're going to do is we're going to, just so we can keep our numbers all the same size, we're going to copy that number. And so to copy this number, we select the number. We also shift and select, so we've got the number and the circle, and we can't just copy it, you know, Control C or go up here and copy and paste, because what this program will do is it actually makes a picture copy of it, which is digitized. We don't want that. We want a clone. So we're going to go up here to Edit, and we're going to Clone, and we're going to Create Clone. Now if you notice it got a little darker, that's because there's one on top of the other. So we use our arrow, we click and drag, and we're going to move it down here to this next territory and drop it. Now if you notice, it's still on the blue layer. So what we want to do is we want to move it to the purple layer, and then we want to edit it. So we're going to go up to Layer. We're going to move selection to Layer Below. So now you notice it moves to the purple layer. Now we want to unlink these two, because when you make a clone, both of these are linked together. So you can't change anything unless you change the original. So we go back up here to Edit, to Clone, and Unlink Clone. Now it's a separate beast all by itself. So we can select just the circle, and we can come back up here and bring it all the way up into the red, and that's of course the fill, and then we need to select the stroke to do the same thing and change the color on that. Now we've got a nice purple, and of course you can kind of mess around with the colors to get it exactly the way you want. But once you get these in and done, what you want to do is you want to keep copying them so that they're the same size and the same color. You want to have a consistent color all the way through it so that everything matches. Alright, and so now you've got different layers. In the next video, what we're going to do is I'm going to actually show you a full finished Lavaca County map so you can get the idea of what the map's going to look like when it's done, how to space out the colors in the territory, and then how to actually print them off.